Finally, it is time to unbox this box. It has been sitting there for some months now. Welcome, I hope you're having a splendid day. I am Maz. Today we will do unbox the custom steering wheel which I got from Meinlenkrad.de. So as you may or may not know, I did send down a OEM steering wheel down to Mylenkrad and they did a custom job on it, so it's with Alcantara, the stitching is different, we have a flat bottom, etc. So if you are here for a initial review or initial impressions of Meinlenkrad steering wheels, welcome, and for those of you who are here for the ND content, welcome as well. So today we will be unboxing the steering wheel then, which has been sitting here, I don't know for how many months. Unfortunately, I have had the time, and the car, which is the 30th anniversary Mazda MX5 ND2, is in hibernation mode because it's winter outside, it's cold as hell, and we have the Cup 2 tires on, so we cannot take the car outside and enjoy it. So this will be a sort of a winter project. In today's video, I will just do the unboxing and get a feel for the steering wheel, and we'll see the quality and the craftsmanship, etc. And in a second video I will do an install, and maybe that is more of an interest for you who own an ND2 and not so much if you own, let's say, a BMW, on how you install a steering wheel on the MX5 then. So and as I mentioned, the driving experience, etc., we will have to take in April once we have the car outside again and can enjoy it. But for now, we will do the unboxing and then do a second video with the installation. I don't want the video to be too long. And in April then we will do a driving review, what it is like to have an Alcantara steering wheel. I bet it feels super nice. And for the interior of the car, we have some more parts coming. One of the parts I already have here. The second part is being built because it's also custom. So we'll have to see when that arrives. So if you want to see the result of that and the installation videos, do subscribe if you like the content of the channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and hit the bell icon to stay notified. But without any further ado, let's get on with the unboxing. So here we have it. I hope you enjoyed that B-roll sequence. The initial impressions are, it is way nicer than the OEM steering wheel. In my opinion, the OEM steering wheel is way too thin. This is just the perfect amount of padding on it. I'll walk you through some of the things I did, the ones at least I remember because it was a while ago I did order it. So we did go for the flat bottom, and also of course we then have the Alcantara. And we went with the orange stitching. We have the 12 o'clock marker, and what we also have is padding towards the inside of the wheel. So the outer diameter of the wheel is similar to the OEM wheel, but inwards we have them padded and got a thicker steering wheel. And in my opinion, it is just the perfect diameter. It is not too thin and not too thick. I am used to my BMW M Sport steering wheel, which is rather thick, maybe a bit on the thick side, but this feels just great. And I will now walk you through of some of the craftsmanship and the stitching, etc. I have found some defects, we could say, which I think is not 100%, but I won't see it while driving because they are actually then on the stitching itself, nothing on the Alcantara and so on. So I'll try to show it to you here. I don't know if this comes through in the video, but here the stitching, I don't know if this focuses or not. If I go closer, yeah, as you can see, the stitching is not following this upper line. It is going somewhat towards the right, and also, as you can see, it gets a little bit thinner at this end compared to, let's say, this area or this portion here. So that is one thing. And the other thing I have seen is the 12 o'clock marker. As you can see, the stitching doesn't look 100% perfect here either. Hopefully this focuses and you can see, and we also have, seems like we have some glue or something here. I'll see if I can try to remove that. So those are the things I have seen with regards to imperfections, we could say, or where we have some blemishes. All in all, in my opinion, I mean, it was a 360 euros, I think, to get this job done. So it's not that expensive because it is handmade after all, and it cannot be perfect unless you want to pay for it. Then it would have been, of course, much more expensive. So let's see how the stitching is matching the orange on the car and the orange details, and we will wrap the video up. And as I mentioned, I will do a separate video with the installation of the steering wheel itself. So before we go on inside of the car and see how the Alcantara and the color of the stitching and 12 o'clock marker matches the Alcantara on the interior and the stitching and the piping, etc. we have, I just wanted to see how this matches with the racing orange that we have on this 30th anniversary. Then I can't fully remember the name of the color I chose. I think it was Karottensaft, and my German is sehr schlecht, so it means it's really bad, but I think it is carrot juice. We have a lot of carrot here, all orange and stuff, but I think, in my opinion, it could have been better, but it is a really good match. Specifically, the stitching and the color of the car is almost the same. It is, of course, going to be very difficult to have the same because we have clear coat on the car, and these are matte finishes and textile, so it is not the same. But in my opinion, comparing it to the exterior paint of the car, it is matching really well, and that is nothing that I will be thinking of while driving. What is a little bit unfortunate on the MX5 ND and ND2, we have some panels on the doors that is taking the exterior color into the interior, where it will make it a little bit more obvious potentially that this is not matching fully with the paint of the car. But for me, that will be a non-issue, I believe. So what we will do now is to just take the wheel inside the cabin and see how it matches with the Alcantara on the seats and the other Alcantara pieces we have inside the car, and also the piping on the seats and the stitching on the seats. Let's compare the color of the Alcantara. It is again then a really good match. The steering wheel is ever so slightly darker than the Alcantara we have on the dash and on the doors, etc. I don't know if that comes through in the video, but it is the way I see it. But if I'm looking at it straight ahead, there isn't much to it. But again, then this part, it is actually a little bit darker than the Alcantara we have on the car. And I would assume it's almost impossible to get an aftermarket piece unless they can get hold of the same manufacturer, etc., to have it matching. But for me, this is sufficient with regards to matching the paint of the Alcantara on the steering wheel to the paint of the Alcantara on the car. Then if this would have been a little bit more gray-ish, it would have been a perfect match. Next, if I look at the piping, as you can see, I'll let the pictures speak for themselves. For the video, it is a very, very close match. It is, again, not 100% perfect. It would be very difficult to get that unless you get the specifications which Mazda has used, and you would source that material and then do the piping and stitching, etc., in the same color. In my opinion, this is as close as can be, more or less. And also, you will have the steering wheel in front of you, and you won't have it lying around on your seat and matching the paint with the piping. So from that aspect, it will look like they are matching perfectly. Comparing the stitching on the steering wheel to the stitching of the car, this is where we see most difference, or I can see most difference. The stitching on the steering wheel is much more saturated. It's much more orange, so to speak, compared to the OEM stitching. So the Karottensaft is not matching fully with the stitching on the seats or the rest of the car. The same then goes with the 12 o'clock marker. It is actually more orange compared to the OEM stitching on the car, and that is a little bit weird because it did match perfectly with the piping. So I don't know, the color of the stitching is then a little bit more different comparing the stitching and the piping on the seat itself, so to speak, or the other parts of the car where we have the stitching. So that is where I can see the most difference, actually comparing the steering wheel to the Alcantara, and the color of the stitching and the 12 o'clock marker, comparing the two of them. With all of that said, then I can't wait to get this on the car. I can immediately feel the sensation this will give while driving on the street and on the track. The track, when we have gloves on, etc., it will be a much greater feel, and on the road, if we don't have any gloves, it will feel nice in the hand. However, Alcantara can get very greasy, etc., if you haven't washed your hands. Unfortunately, then I am a detailing type of guy, so this will be another thing which I can work on, which is all fun. But in my opinion, this will look really nice. And when I'm sitting here now and seeing the orange details, and I can see the orange details on the doors, etc., in the peripheral view, it looks really good, and it's nothing that I will see, oh yeah, this is different color compared to the door, etc. It looks nice and it feels really nice as well. And as I talked about earlier, the outer diameter of the steering wheel is the same, but we have thickened it or padded it towards the inwards, or the inner diameter has then decreased, but the overall diameter is still the same. Some folks go for a smaller steering wheel, which I think is also a nice option. By my case, then, as I sent in the OEM steering wheel, that was the diameter I had to go with. So all in all, I think this will be a really, really great addition to the interior of the car, and also to the driving sensation. So that is really good. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I will then do a separate installation video, so we can separate the two, so we don't have that long of a video then. Before we wrap the video up, I just wanted to show you one more thing, and it is this beautiful orange gauge from EL Motorsports. So this is a separate installation that will be coming, but I just wanted to show you. Hopefully this will increase the driving experience even further, not only with the steering wheel then, but also with the rev counter in orange color. The rev counter in the ND is the centerpiece of the driver dash, so hopefully this will also increase the driving experience somewhat, even though it is nothing that you touch, but you see it anyway, and that is a nice addition. We also have a custom Alcantara shift knob coming, so that video will be coming as well. But for now, let's wrap this video up. Do remember to subscribe if you like the content of the channel, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit that bell icon to stay notified when I upload new videos, and I will be seeing you on the next one.